Welcome to everybody that's here. I'm going to introduce we have all our council members here: Linda Sellers, Ed Moore, Darrell Bowdry, Don Warren, and Mark Watley. We have a half-cent sales tax. Bryant Brandt is here today. At this time, I'd like to introduce Councilman Darrell Bowdry. He's going to lead us in a word of prayer.
We're glad everybody's here, and we want to pray and ask God's blessings upon the future of this facility and everybody that works here. Will you bow with me? We thank you, eternal God, for another day, another opportunity to call you Father, and another opportunity just to enjoy the blessings that only you give. We're thankful again for your Son who died for us that we might live, and even that we might pray to you and have the confidence that you know what we need. We thank you for this event. We thank you for this shelter and all of the years and work and planning of countless people that went into making this a reality. And now, as we dedicate it to the city of Tyler today, we ask your blessing upon all who are employed here, who will work here, and just what a facility like this will mean to the quality of life of the citizens of Tyler. We give you the praise, we give you the glory. In Jesus' name, all the people said.
Amen. I would like to say, before I turn this over to Don Warren, Don has been the champion of this project for many years. But I would like to say that I know there's many people I see today that are involved in the different nonprofits that care for the animals in the community. We want to make sure that we are together as a community on this, and you are fully welcome in this facility. I know we had issues several years ago that we didn't have the same kind of relationship that we have built today, and Don Warren has been very involved in that, and others, to make sure that this is a community facility. I know we have a great prepared staff that's ready to be of service to the community, but this facility will not work unless it is a partnership with all the nonprofits and the city of Tyler. So thank you for being here, and it will be a good long-term relationship, a good positive relationship. We look forward to that. And at this time, I would like to introduce Councilman Warren, who has been a long-time champion of this project.
Martin just gave my speech. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. For all the people that know me, you know that this is a project that is near and dear to my heart. And we have a compassionate community. We have people that live here that really do care about the animals, just like Martin was just saying. And it's up to the people in the community to be mindful of the animals and to spay and neuter. This facility here is not the answer to everything. It's going to be a help, but it's going to be up to the people in the community to spay and neuter and to microchip. And it's going to, and like Martin said, you got Gale Hounds with Pets for People, and we've got other people with nonprofits that really help make this whole thing work. So I'm excited about that. 2 years ago, an emergency situation occurred which prompted the beginning of the thought process of this facility. And we opened the emergency animal shelter on Grande, which has been a huge success and a stepping stone to this facility. And this facility is very unique. A great deal of time, energy, and expertise has gone into the planning of this facility. And one of the things I want to talk about is just some of the design elements that I think are pretty cool. And in the adoption rooms, as well as in the very far back rooms, the air is replaced 20 times every hour. So what you have is you have air that is pushed out of the building, and you have air that's pulled into the building. And what this does is it cuts down on the risk of sickness and disease, which is really a good thing to do. We have a system like a car wash in these kennel rooms, and in this car wash type box, the chemicals and the cleaners are mixed in the proper ratio, so you can just go in there and you can clean each kennel. You can clean the walls, the floors, You'll see the floors in the whole building are very resilient, easy to clean. The drainage system, which is this sounds silly, but in every kennel room there's a long drain that goes down the length of the kennels. And so when the dogs and cats do their business, it kind of rolls downhill and it goes into the drain. But the thing that's really cool is that every 30 seconds there's a burst of water that goes into this drain and makes all this go away. So it helps with the odors, it helps with disease, it helps with just the whole thing. So it's really pretty neat. The facility will house 103 dog kennels, 65 cat kennels for holding, isolation, and display. There's adoption rooms for both dogs and for cats. There's also rooms like back here where Martin is. It's called a get acquainted room. So when you come in and you find the good place for you to be. So when you do get your dog or your cat that you're interested in, you can go into the get acquainted room and spend some time and see if it's a good fit. So thank you all for being here. I do want to thank Kyle Dykes, the project engineer, Sean Markman, the animal shelter manager, and Mary Fowler. But in addition to that, I want to thank the employees that work for the city. You know, this seems to be, to me, more than just a job with these folks. And I've gotten to know several of them pretty close. And this has become a mission for them. And it's not just a mission to go out and collect dogs. You know, when I think of an old dog catcher, you think of the cartoons and the movies where the guy's got the hood on and he's got the little thing and he go and catch the dogs. That is just the opposite of what we've got here. So I want to give it up to all the people that work for the city for the animal services. I'm going to turn it over to our city manager, Ed Broussard.
Thank you for being here this morning. This is a special event and a special day for us. To kind of put this in context, back in the 17th century, noted German philosopher Immanuel Kant wrote, "He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals." I think with the facility that you have before you here is something that shows how the people of Tyler should be proud that this facility shows the true heart of their community. It is a decent facility, temporary decent facility for our dogs, for our man's best friends, also for cats who really don't care one bit about us one way or the other, but we still take care of them. And it is something to which it is a building and it's a place for our staff to be able to work and take care of those animals that are temporarily unwanted and help find them homes, help with working with our different groups that we have here in the community to be able to find places and families for these dogs and cats and other animals that come through in order to make sure that the lives are improved for both the animals and for all of our rest of our community. It is also something to where we have the opportunity and to kind of thank those who have been involved in this process. We have the Half-Cent Advisory Board representatives from there today, and Councilman Mark Wadley and Brian Brandt, two representatives from the Half-Cent Advisory Board, which provided the funding for this. This is an interesting facility. The City of Tyler has always been very conservative in the dollars that it spends. We are always something to where it is something that we look to see. We don't want to be too far ahead of things. We don't want to spend more than we bring in. And especially with the Half-Cent Fund, we've been able to utilize that to be able to build projects as funding comes in and to build them to where they're going to be able to serve the community in not an extravagant way. What you'll see today in the building that you're in is a retrofitted building that is able to house, like I said, those animals that are in need of a home. It's able to provide our staff a great place to work, but it's not going to be extravagant. It is going to be able to take care of business, and that's what it was built for, and that's where things like the Half-Cent Board and our City Council and even our Animal Shelter Advisory Board. I don't know if we have any members of the Animal Shelter Advisory Board with us today, but there's another of one of our citizen groups that is able to kind of work with us to be able to help develop policy and direction for how we utilize this facility in context for the community of Tyler. To kind of get into the actual construction and what went into this, I want to be able to bring forward Kyle Dykes from our engineering department, and he's going to introduce the team. Where's Kyle? Oh, he's right behind me. There we go. He's going to introduce the team and talk a little bit about the project itself, the costs, the construction that went into it. Come on, sir.
Absolutely. This is a very happy day for me. I'll be glad to complete this project. But I definitely didn't want to do this without recognizing our team. I think we had a very successful team on this project, and brings us to this good completion. That started with Friesen Nichols, our professional services team. They put together a team of folks that specialized in all components that were needed for this project. That goes from the landscaping to the parking, all the way up to the more complex nature of structural matters and mechanical and electrical. It's the team that they put together allowed us to address those issues that we ran into. With this being a renovation project, naturally you're going to find things that were unexpected, workarounds you have to do to make things work right, and their professionalism showed throughout the process, being able to handle those issues, managing the construction through the bi-weekly meetings that we had, managing those meetings, issuing change orders for critical items, and I would say they did this as a well-oiled machine. Also, Triune was our contractor, and I think they did a great job. I think from day one, they exhibited the value that we were looking for from a contractor, and that is the quality or the commitment to providing quality. So again, with the renovation, we ran into issues from time to time that were underground or in the walls, so forth, and they didn't try to dodge those issues and try to put off inferior product to the city. They addressed those before even making an issue out of it in many cases. At the end of the day, we have 13 air handling units that were installed. We have miles of water and sewer piping that was installed, along with trenches that were cut into the existing concrete floor. Hundreds of yards of concrete in the site work and in the interior of the building. Over 200 tons of asphalt. 8,000 square feet or more of concrete block wall, and you'll see that's a primary feature in this facility, especially in the rooms where animals are housed, and numerous fixtures and features throughout, which I think you'll be able to recognize as you walk through the building after we get done here. So it's definitely a happy day for me, and it's my pleasure to be turning over this project to Sean and the rest of the animal care team here at the City of Tyler. So with that, I'll turn it back to Ed.
And Councilman Warren kind of got into this a second ago, but there are some special recognitions that we want to do. Some of the city staff that behind the scenes made this place a reality. We've already talked a bit, but I want to again recognize Sean Markman, who is our Animal Care Services Shelter Manager. We are very proud of the animal care services that we provide here in our community. He also has with Mary Fowler. Where's Mary at? There we go. And then Jennifer Palmer. I saw her. There she goes. Who is our adoption counselor here at this facility. And then also I want to do a special recognition. I know that he got that big old mobile home in here a minute ago, but retired Chief Gary Swindle, I think he's somewhere in the back trying to adopt a second dog. He put his heart into this project to get it started, and then his successor in Chief Jimmy Toller. And so with that, I want to thank all of you all for coming today. Please, there are tours that you can take, and we'll be glad to provide them, as well as we have some refreshments in the back for you to be able to get a hold of. And so thank you for coming out today, and just take some time to enjoy this facility. Thank you. Oh, and ribbon cutting.
3, 2, 1.
Good coordination.